Alright, well, here goes nothing. Hey guys, normally I'd introduce my name, but I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching knows my name already. I'm pretty sure there's nobody here who's watching this video who doesn't know who One Man is. So, I'm just gonna skip through it and continue talking, and let me preface this by explaining to you that there's a lot I need to get off my chest in this State of the Neptunia address. And it's kind of a talk about channel direction, uh, what creative ideas I have going forward for this channel, uh, as well as a discussion for phase 2 of the channel, how my channel is going to fare going into the future, uh, and how other things are going to proceed from here, from a certain point on. What was I gonna say? Let's start with like the Neptunia stuff, which is probably what you're here for. Now, my biggest problem that I have right now is that both the Neptunia franchise and certain members of the Neptunia fan base are becoming quite tiresome. Now, I've had some wonderful opportunities. I got to work with, Eagle Chan, who, I've watched for years from when I started watching the anime rather than actually playing the games. That was a fucking sweet thing. I made some great friends here on YouTube and such, and all of the great fans on my channel, as well as the friends and co-workers I've met, and uh, all of that. You guys are great. You guys are cool. You guys are swell. You guys are the reason why I don't give up. Heck, I even got lucky to have one of my favorite up-and-coming metal bands subscribe to my channel, which kind of revitalized my energy. But certain portions of the fan base are starting to get kind of toxic for me. It boggles my mind that a fan base so passionate, supposedly passionate, I should say, about a franchise don't actually show it with their words or actions. It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind that a lot of you who, love this series won't talk about it for hours on end. Like, it bothers me that, I talk with somebody about something and disagree with their viewpoints. And moment after, a small amount of time, they denigrate it to say that, I'm just attacking them because they have an alternate opinion to mine. When that couldn't be further from the truth. You see, the problem I have with certain people, aka at Conpa, or Conpa, which is a dumb fucking thing, they'll try and spin it to where they think it's me disagreeing with somebody who has an opinion. But it's fine if you have an alternate opinion of mine. But neither should you get offended about me saying your opinion is incorrect. Because you're generally, if I don't find your opinion correct, I'm going to say it to your face. I will say you are completely off base. And as far as, Conpa putting in their subjective opinion, he put three different options for, four goddesses on land. The other option was the original Neptunia game. Like, holy fucking hell, man. If you're gonna have an opinion, don't post a poll with three options being four goddesses online, and the last one being motherfucking the original game. Like, there's no rationale for it. There isn't. You can dislike a game all you want, but here's the thing about how opinions work. There's a difference between having an opinion and having justification for your opinion. You can have an alternate opinion of however you like. Hell, I get along great with our crime, even though he likes SAO and I hate SAO, and he likes, Victory and Rebirth 3, and I hate Victory and Rebirth 3. We get along because we both love the passion. We both have the passion and love for the entire franchise. Like, there's no excuse for you to say that your problem with me is having an alternate opinion. Because this is not an issue of opinions. But this is what the fandom has denigrated to. This is what the fandom has denigrated to. A bunch of whiny little children unable to justify their viewpoints. Notice that all the people I seem to get along with are people with actual backup, even if they have disagreeing opinions. It boggles my mind how people expect me to take their opinion seriously when there's no justification. The entire point of debate and argument is to figure out and compare and contrast different arguments and perspectives, and with justification. You can't say that due to subjectivity alone that a game is bad. Like, when I talk about reviewing a game or an anime, I give hours upon hours upon hours worth of evidence and justification. Keep in mind, that's all programmed into my brain. I'm not like a lot of people. I don't write things out when I'm, talking about a franchise and its positive or negative viewpoints. It fucking boggles my mind that, people just say, well, it's just your opinion on me saying Mega Tag Mention's the worst. Well, yes, no shit, Sherlock. Of course it's my opinion. No fucking shit, it's my opinion. Way to be Captain Obvious. And you know what? I'd say my opinion is one of the most valid, considering I spent hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of each and almost every day of my life playing this franchise. I spent over 1,000 hours playing this game. This franchise alone. I'm not even counting Omega Quintet or the however many years I've played August. I've played Idea Factory and Compile Hard games longer than 98 or 99% of you. So I would think, and just by merit alone, that my opinion might hold a bit more weight than some people who don't even complete a game's trophy list, or don't even complete like half the games. Like, you can't claim to be an expert on Hyper Devotion Noir and not even play all the way to the true end. You can't say that Hyper Devotion Noir was bad when all you have is a fallacious argument of a self-insert. Just ignore the self-insert. Like, at least our crime can provide a fair reason for why he dislikes Action U Unleashed. And that's because he feels there's not enough plot and story. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. That is a justified, informed opinion. There is nothing wrong with having an alternate opinion. Hell, mine's the most contrary opinion out of them all. I am not averse to having actual conversation and opinion. But God fucking help me if am I sick of hearing from people, it's just your opinion. No fucking shit. You don't need to tell me this. You don't need to establish this. Everybody fucking knows. Like, you're just doing it to... When you say it's just your opinion, you're not establishing that it's a question of a subjective opinion versus an objective fact. You're saying that because you do it to denigrate and devalue someone's viewpoint on it. When I say things, I never once say that these are objective facts. You don't need to say it's a subjective opinion. I respect your right to believe what you wish. But I also expect you in return to show me some courtesy. To show me some courtesy and not denigrate and passive aggressively pass off your opinion as better. And then try and insult a personal viewpoint and treat it as if it doesn't have any value or merit. I base my fucking disposal of mega tag mention on hours of evidence. And you can't even fucking provide a decent, counter argument and can't be courteous. Don't tell me or write that say it's just my opinion. Everybody knows this. And my point basically being is that certain members of the community are toxic as fuck. And I say I'm almost glad that I am out on the outset of this franchise and completing it, just for that reason and for some legitimate concerns overall. But it's not entirely true, because I've met some wonderful friends, some wonderful comrades in this this general fan base. So I am grateful for the opportunities I have been given, but I am eventually going to move forward and move on and play Neptunia far more casually in the future. Basically, my entire opinion and where the direction I will go in for Neptunia and whether I'm going to remain hyped up for it or not is whatever this game that's supposed to surpass our expectations 1,000% is supposed to be. If that doesn't deliver, I might question my fandom of it. But that's, discussion for a different time. Alrighty. Continuing on, now we spin and end up into the problem with Neptunia as a franchise as a whole, and as a discussion piece. Now, like I said, I will hold my final opinion on where the direction of the franchise is going, story-wise, but as far as production and spin-offs are concerned, I'm kind of sick of it. I'm kind of over it. I'm tired of getting hyped up and getting expectations and hopes and goals and having desires from the franchise and not having it capitalized upon. Like, my biggest disappointment with Cyber Dimension, for example, wasn't even all the fact that it was complete and utter crap. It's because the biggest disappointment was the lack of an established guild. Like, there were so many, slight offenses in the Cyber Dimension game, but the biggest one would be to not capitalize on the multiplayer. Like, the multiplayer's appeal to me was to build a quest. Or a guild. And honestly, could have felt that Cyber Dimension could have benefited off of a guild mechanic and have some pretty cool guild PvP as well as co-op. But then again, it's Tamsoft, so, they're not going to fork over enough money to make that a doable thing. Hell, they couldn't even make co-op like doable. I mean, they constantly, fuck around with latency and lag. They fucked it up so bad it can crash this, the actual app itself. So, good luck to anybody who streams Cyber Dimension multiplayer gameplay. Ha ha! Um, and really, the writing was piss poor and went down the toilet. Uh, let's see. I mean, though, really, with Neptunia, it's pretty hit or miss. I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty hit or miss when it comes to stories these days. I have a general fear that it's just heading towards a downward spiral. On one hand, you've got, mediocre to shit writing with Mega Tag Mention, with Cyber Dimension, or several other several of the games that are generally spin-offs, uh, or like the debacle and gentrification known as the Rebirth series. Uh, and other than that, and with that coupled with a bunch of adults that act like children in the fandom, uh, I just really can't. I have some legit problems. I have legit problems when people try to, be unreasonable about things. I don't mind having a diverse view of it all, but you gotta kind of work with me here. You kind of have to learn and understand the meaning behind the words you say. Um, when it comes to the fandom, you gotta learn what words mean and how they mean and how it comes across. Because holy fuck, it's getting annoying to the point where people think they can be condescending with their opinion just because they're passive aggressive about it, and I can't just because I'm out in the open. My biggest positive and negative quality is that I'm just out there. I'm fucking out there to the point where I'm crazy, psychotic, but overall extremely passionate. And, I am out in the open. I'm honest. If I think, you're a douche about something, or you're an asshat for blocking me on Twitter because, oh, I said, what the fuck is wrong with you when you said you're too passionate or about this junk? Like, that was what really set me off. Like, how can a Neptunia fan say that I'm too passionate about Neptunia? How? You shouldn't ever be anything other than 100% serious if you like a series. You can't be serious. You can't like a series, call yourself a fan, and not be 200% passionate about it. You can't call yourself a true fan of it because you're not willing to invest yourself fully into the franchise. It boggles my mind that the person who I said, what the hell is wrong with you? When, they said, I'm too passionate. Like, it boggles my mind. Here's the thing. I'm a reasonable man. If you, are willing to be fair with me, mend bridges and all that, I am totally fine with it. I mean, heck, I've had problems with Senpai Blade in the past, but I respect the dude because, he showed me some maturity I thought I'd never see. He's a good dude. He's a good lad. I misjudged him. Simple as that. I'm open and willing enough to admit I made a mistake with Senpai Blade and how I handled his situation and how we, misunderstood. But hey, that's probably because Senpai Blade did something nice for me and gave me a wonderful retweet, Uh, there's a lot of things that frustrate me within the community. Or how about the fact that because, somebody works for a known company that reviews games, and the idea that, I, who have completed now as of, last night, 11 Neptunia Platinums alone and like 3 other Profile Heart Platinums, and I don't get fucking retweet, but a dude who only barely just now completes Mega Dimension Neptunia V2's trophy, and I don't get a retweet, but he does because he goes and is part, he's employed by a gaming company. Like, come on, mate. I've been busting my ass earning my stripes here. I've been one working my ass off for this franchise. And the idea that Idea Factory and Compile Art don't even look my way. I mean, hell, they could hire me to write future stories for them. And I could create fucking magic because everything I touch turns to gold. I've got the goddamn Midas touch. But, that's the thing. The idea that there's no recognition for any of this, for anything I do, is frustrating. But even then, I still don't make excuses. I just continue working hard and working on. I'm not going to quit doing this because I do love the franchise. But holy hell, man. This situation with the fandom is fucking toxic. Not gonna lie. Oh, my nose is very itchy. I do apologize. I'm not gonna lie though. I'm gonna continue pouring money into this franchise. But one of the things that bothers me most is that people bitch and moan for Rebirth 1 Plus when it's kind of on the fans for enabling that to be possible. I mean, think about it. Let's look at let's look back at the Rebirth series and Victory and how we reached this point. Basically, Rebirth 1 Plus is a downright byproduct of them appealing to your inability to keep up with decent game mechanics like Mark 1 or Mark 2. Both of which didn't have the best mechanics, but for fuck's sake, it was a fucking far cry better than Rebirth 1 or Rebirth 2. And Victory was a complete and utter clusterfuck. Terrible story, bad frame rate, an imperfected mechanic that just downward spiraled. And it's because you all set a protest. You detested and in numbers showed a personal disdain for a couple of games that were actually really good. Better writing for Mark II than for the Rebirth 2. Better writing for Mark 1, the original game, than Rebirth 1, which practically gutted half the lore. There's that, and yes, still people consider Rebirth 1 one of their favorites. People are the reason why Neptunia is heading in a downward spiral. I'm not gonna lie. The reason why our quality of entertainment and stories are going downwards is because you all don't even care about a story anymore. Neptunia has gone from being an interesting, intriguing story and all about a bunch of pointless memes that don't mean anything. Like, memes are the downright cancer to the writing community and to the fandom as a whole, yet you're all fine with this. It's amazing. But I'm going to digress from there and basically say that the moment you guys, kind of wanted a reboot was the moment you also wanted Rebirth 1 Plus. Like, you immediately indulged in this is a natural consequence. If you tell Idea Factory and Compile Art that you will pay money for a reboot in a completely rebooted series, they're going to keep rebooting the same fucking game. And it's not like this is the first time they've done this either. They did this with, Victory 2 Realize. Like, all they did was add in a few scenes here and there to possibly enhance the experience. But we're gonna just keep getting reboots and never get that new compile hard game. And this is on the fan base. And I'm not gonna lie, I am partially of guilt, but I have a general love and passion that is generally unrivaled. I've probably spent more time on screen on YouTube playing these games than probably anyone else. And it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling that people say, "Oh, hey, this is your opinion." And I respect any of you who disagree and present a fair, rational thought process. Discussion and debate can never happen between two parties who disagree unless they provide justification. You have to, if you're going to profess an opinion, you have to justify it. Otherwise, it's not a valid opinion. And that's what I have a problem with a lot of the people in the fan base. But, that's the reason, that's pretty much the summation of kind of why I'm sort of glad on the way out from the franchise. And the other reason is pretty much, I'm reaching a point where, I gotta expand my channel anyways. My channel is an anime channel, not exclusively Neps. It has never been exclusively Neps. I've always been about, anime. I've always been passionate about it. And I've wanted to do discussion videos while putting on my own sense of flair. And with that being said, I shall now put on shades to explain to you what Phase 2 is. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am One Man with Shades, and coming soon to a fancy YouTube channel near you is Phase 2 of the Great OneManCast. And that is when Neptunia, streams go away for a while because I won't have anything really to stream. I will instead be replacing it with new Nep content and other content in a series I call I Rate, I Rank. And it's basically where I take different things in anime and in Neptunia and basically compile a list. I'm a bit of a compile heart myself, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the data I've gathered over the gameplay, over the, a couple of years from the franchise, and I'm going to start comprising videos made of cool fucking lists. Kind of similar to top 10s, but not limited to it. What the hell's up with my fucking sunglasses? There we go. Sorry about that. But yes, some of the things probably going to be the most entertaining factor of my channel going forward is the, I rate, I rank list. It's similar to top 10s or top 5s, but is not actually limited to anything. It is anything I want, anywhere I want, and anything. I could go from, top, I rate and rank the entire Neptunia franchise, by game, as in, like, for example, if there's like 14 Neptunia games, I rate the Neptunia games, from 14th to 1st, or for example. Or if I want to compare waifus from an anime season I'm watching, I could always just, say One Man's top anime waifus for winter season 2018, and not actually be winter season solely because of what I watch on the seasonals, but also watch, with my buddy and I, who will find anime we watch, and, will find it entertaining and interesting, such as Rogue, Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero, which is a phenomenal anime. It may be a bit trashy, but it's fucking entertaining. And, Izumi would probably be best wife and best girl ever, because she's a bit, DTF with the ladies as well as, other dudes. With not other dudes, with dudes. She's kind of got that swinger vibe, and she's I like the way she's portrayed in that show. I like a girl who's a bit DTF, you know. It's alright. As long as there's no other dudes in the equation, I am more than willing. Anyways, I derailed a bit. Anyways, as a the self-entitled douchebag that I am, I'm going to set some new some new standards, uh, some new basically some new content, barely never seen before. Hell, I even plan on in the long future taking the entirety of the Neptunia franchise and like literally ranking all of them. All of them. I shit you not. The hundreds and hundreds of Neptunia characters in the Neptunia universe. And I plan on ranking them and discussing why in either a set of videos or in one humongous ass video. And oh my god, it's going to be fucking legendary. Like, you will not want to miss this kind of television. Well, as I call it, television. It's more like YouTube television, but you're going to fucking love it. It's absolutely batshit crazy, and it's, I'm going to set new trends. I'm going to redefine how Neptunia fans are. I'm going to redefine how lists are made. I'm going to redefine everything. I'm going to redefine Neptunia. I'm going to redefine everything. Redefine, rebuild, reclaim. And I guarantee you there's going to be so much fun had in these new videos that I plan on making a list for, that you're going to love and enjoy it. That is something I am looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to, becoming God of the Tales, where I trophy hunt the entire, and, play the stories for the entire Tales series. And I'm looking forward to Devil May Cry as well in that regard. Especially since, the new HD collection is coming out. I'm looking forward to that as well. Alright, what else? I'm also looking forward to, completing Fatal Bullet, which I might do a flat-out review on, because, it's a very popular game, and reviewing a popular game may gain me some subs a bit, which is always cool. I'm going to be a douche, I'm going to turn up the douchey megastar persona up a bit. And right around May or June, I'm probably going to dial down a bit when it comes to streams. I'm going to try and complete, Death End Request and Mega Dimension Victory 2 Realize. I've got some plans set in mind, and one of the things I really want to set up is the OneMan's Road to Nep God's ceremony. It's basically where I trophy hunt, the last couple of trophies for the Neptunia franchise, and I build a whole fucking festival around it, because it's pretty rare accomplishment. Not many people pull it off. Not many people can say they've platinumed the entire franchise story. There's a small group of people, not gonna lie, small group of people. But that small group of people also don't broadcast and stream it. I'm literally probably the only guy who plays, streams, and completes everything he starts, or at least if he likes it, and does this live on YouTube. The only reason why I didn't do that with Rebirth 1 is because, I didn't have the tools to record at the time, and if I did, I would have done so a while ago. But hey, we got Rebirth 1 Plus to fix that now, don't we? Or I could just go and get the European edition and just, easy platinum with that. I have a lot of plans for the future, and I plan on stepping it up a bit, and I'm making the I Rate I Rank series probably one of the more important series. The things to look for are the trophy hunts for me. The Neptunia franchises. Other franchises from the same creators. Uh, Tales series. I'm building a rather eclectic collection of different anime content for you. And Tales of Saturday is an important one. Nep Fridays will be an important one, albeit it might stop being Nep Fridays soon for my completion. That's dependent. I'm going to be having more involvement. Another thing I want to eventually get back to is the Restore August movement, where I go and restore, you know, I go and put August on its proper pedestal. Like, I know a lot of you will hate me for this, and I know a lot of you love Neptunia, and I love Neptunia too. But after playing Fairy Fencer, playing Neptunia, I still think for some reason it still makes me think that both gameplay wise and story wise, August is better. I mean, this is not going to be a popular opinion, but it's quite frankly better. It's a predecessor who did its job better than its successor. Like, yeah, there was a game from NISA NIS/NISA, who all of that from NISA and NIS, who created Trinity something, Trinity or whatever it's called, and there's that, but it's not really the predecessor. It's it, it's really a totally separate franchise, and it's probably closer to Disgaea rather than it is to anything else, really. Um, I mean, if you think about it, all the tools were set up in August, and quite frankly, yeah, it's just better. Speaking of, Flame Wars, I will be doing a live video kind of like this one where it's just me talking, because finding relevant footage and all that, it's taken way too long for my taste, and I want to talk more I want to upload more discussion videos. Um, so please do me a favor and write either #live in the comments where I talk like this, or if you want to see the previous stuff, put #background in the comments section. I want to make sure that even though I have an arrogant self-titled persona that makes me a megastar, I still want to keep the position of being a representative of the consumer. And when I say of the consumer, I'm not talking about the majority consumer. I'm also talking about the minority consumer. I try to as a person who is constantly in the minority, I try to represent everyone equally. And I understand, and I even tell you that I inform you that I understand why you don't like the original NEP game, but that's fine. I represent the consumer, and I want to keep it that way. Now, at the same time, while NEP Fridays might go away when I'm done completing the series, it may not be, permanent. There might be just something that replaces it. And August is one of those series that I might want to replace it with. Another thing that I need to announce to all of you is that my buddy and I, on our company channel, plan on starting a talk show. We, as a company at BLB Incorporated, link will be probably less in the description below. Well, we generally wanted to build that channel up eventually anyways, and Kyle and I have avoided it because the work is not consistent with our schedules. But I decided that with talking with Kyle and I, that we upload somewhat regularly talk shows where we talk about anything we desire to talk about. and whether we want to talk about anime or pro wrestling, because we're both fans of pro wrestling, um, or if we just want to talk about something silly or stupid. It's a variety talk show, and I think that really, if we start having our talk show go down, and if we keep our format simple, Kyle and I could probably just use our format and maybe crank out a video once a month or 4 times a month, or whatever pace we think we can go. And I think that if I can get him started on that, and we start talking and working on that stuff, that would be ideal as well. But Kyle and I are kind of monsters among men. We've survived a fuck ton of horrible shit, and instead of making excuses, we just look for say, hey, we want to do things and accomplish things people haven't done before. And part of this is our personas are built around egocentrism, albeit I'm more sociopathic about it than he is. He's generally more of a compassionate and understanding person than I am, and is probably slightly more lax and chill like you guys like, which is kind of why in our talk show he's the host and I'm like the color commentator slash analyst. But we do eventually plan on releasing those, and probably the thing we're going to be discussing as our first video is the winter season. We want to have our talk show be simple, effective, cheap to make, and not difficult to deal with. We want to, with BOB Incorporated, we want to simply go, make a 5 to 25 minute video talking about whatever, and then, settling away for the day. So, I will be spending certain days doing that with him as well. So, I will be doing those things. Because, who doesn't, who in the anime community or pro wrestling community doesn't like to talk about their favorite things? So there's that as well. I'm going to be keeping a pretty busy schedule, but there's gonna eventually be some time where I need to, re-examine, reprioritize, and I'm not gonna have the festival until I complete Victory 2 Realize, even though I'll probably complete Victory 2 Realize, or complete the rest of the series before Victory 2 Realize. And if that becomes the case, I'll take that Nep Friday off, or Nep Fridays off. And Phase 2 is exactly what I described. Lore videos, discussion videos, BOB Incorporated related stuff. I rate, I rank, which is probably going to be one of my most popular and most entertaining set of videos. There's that as well. And what else? I am grateful for all the opportunities I've been given, like I said. Oh, right, more aspects about the channel, that's right. I rate, I rank. Let's see what else. Tales of Saturday. I'm scrapping Battlefield 1, and it's not gaining the views I want to gain. So there's that. Maybe do some more SAO related content. I do love bashing on SAO. Because holy fuck does it suck. Albeit I am enjoying Fatal Bullet a lot, which is something I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting to have it be any form of entertaining. I kind of went in with SAO re-hollow fragment expectations, so not being as crappy as re-hollow fragment right now is blowing the fuck out of my mind. So there's that as well. But Devil May Cry will be starting to be, when I do complete Neptunia, the focus will start to transition over to Devil May Cry. Because I might. And here's the thing: if you all need your Nep Friday so badly, what I may just go and do is take all of my past streams, cut them into smaller segments, like I've been doing with Fairy Fencer Hell, and basically, yeah, just upload smaller videos and smaller segments. I figured, maybe one of the biggest problems in people getting into my series, into my general franchise and general channel is probably because of the length of my videos, and because most people aren't willing to settle down for an hour, or an 11 for like a 4 to 11 hour video, and some people just may want to do in smaller increments. And so, logically speaking, in that regard, um, and in that regard, I think the better idea is to chop it up into smaller segments, upload constantly with those when I get to have the chance, and hopefully people will buy into it. I'm not getting very far with Fairy Fencer Hell, but that will be taken care of eventually. I, you know, and what was I going to say? Other than that, you know, I have a lot of different goals and ambitions, and by the way, I might upload my novel, but re-upload it without voicing, because I don't think I have enough voicing and enough resources to voice a story with a crap ton of girls, which my novel heavily features. So what I'm probably going to do is upload the chapters with no voice audio, and only music audio. Um, and that if you guys want voice clips for characters, send a shout out to some VAs, because I'm more than happy to work with other people to help get my novel to be popular, because it's not exactly the most popular. Because it's about obscure and niche and like just flat out there, that people might be initially drawn away, or turned away. And because it's in book format, and there's no audios or audio visuals or anything like that, you know the, that's going to be a problem for people to get into. And I figure if I upload the video, upload the videos with no voice text, it will be very easy for me to upload it. And because all I'll literally have to do is find arranging pictures and what pictures to arrange, and then put text, and boom, done. Like, I'll have the videos done far before my novel is completed. Like, it will be next to no work for the novel as well. Like, I'm trying my best to get everything I have set up and get in motion in phase 2. I will still always love the Neptunia franchise, no matter how bad it's goes downward. I'll still love it. I'll still have fond memories of it. I still will value the friendships I've made, and the people I've gotten the opportunity to work with, and the privileges I have had thanks to this franchise. When I say things about this franchise, that are negative, it is because of frustration to things that are, it's because of things that frustrate me and I would like to see be better. I will never rip and insult somebody without an ulterior motive in mind. I will always have an ulterior motive in mind. I will always have a goal behind everything I do. And if I, give you, issues and I get upset and annoyed at you, it's probably because you're doing something wrong. Not gonna lie. Like, it's probably because you're doing something wrong. And, I'm a very meticulous person. And despite being meticulous, I don't like being overbearing and invasive. So when I argue with you or debate on a topic, I know what I'm talking about because I've actually done the time, you know, and I've earned my stripes and should have, or at least as far as the Neptunia franchise is concerned, have the most authority. I mean, I would almost put myself at the point where I would say that I'm Word of Dante. It may not be Word of God because that's the word of the creators, but I sure as fucking hell am Word of Dante at this point. Like, even Arcrium probably doesn't 100% any achievements or trophies. I think he just plays all the endings and just calls it good. And, which is kudos, because, that's a lot more than, plebeians give Neptunia franchise, even though it's a phenomenal franchise with great writing. There's that as well. So that's a positive. A lot of people drop, like even Noble dropped Hyper Devotion Noir, but I'm sure Arcrium didn't. He got the 2 endings from it as well. Or if he hasn't played it, it's probably because he didn't buy it yet or something. I don't know. I don't know how he operates, but generally, the one thing I do know is he generally plays the games to the end. And, so there's that. But even then, the only reason why I respect his word, more than other people in this scenario is because he's done the research. He does, he does the same kind of level of work that I do. He may upload only once a fucking month, but his videos are pretty spot on, pretty well made, and quite frankly, he puts a lot of time and care into his videos. He may not be doing things for like 11 hours, but he's putting in time and work, and I respect that. I respect people who put in the time and work. And so if he says something about Neptunia, I am going to slightly take it as face value because he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he says when he's talking about Neptunia. We may not agree on certain parts, based on how we interpret the story and the lore, but generally, he's a pretty solid dude, and he knows what he's talking about. So it's hard for me to deal with people who don't have justification like he does. He has justification for his opinion. But, like I said before, regardless of how the fan base turns out, even if everybody becomes toxic and the quality of Neptunia goes down the shitter, I will still love the franchise. But all good things must come to an end. And I will try to upload smaller videos to appease you guys. And I have an idea for a format I hope to use. So I'm going to present it as like a television style presentation. So there's that as well. I do plan on doing that. So with that, I hope to continue bringing great entertainment to you in the future. And if you want more of the Nep content afterwards, tell me what series you want me to start with, and I will upload smaller clips of my previous live streams into smaller segments so you can enjoy for your viewing pleasure. So, the best part of the fan base is, you get to be communicative. But, I respect your right to an alternative opinion, but please don't bring a knife to a gunfight. You're facing against, the final boss of, idea factoring compile heart, a man who not only learns his knowledge, but retains it to an absurd degree like no other. Like, for a lot of you, you need to have tabs open and sources cited, whereas I memorize the sources I have and implant and pretty much just mentally, place them into my brain. So it's hard for me to cite sources because of that very reason. But anyways, I do know what I'm talking about. I spent over 1,000 hours into this series, not counting watching the anime. Like, if you count watching the anime, that number's at least 20 hours. No, I know. Oh, yeah, it would be like, watching a playthrough, one single, watch through alone is like 4 hours or something like that. I'm sure I've watched it enough to where I would get like 20 hours out of the viewed content. Because I'm pretty sure I've viewed both the subs and the dubs at this point. So I'm while I'm not the quote-unquote master yet, I am pretty damn close to being one. I am pretty damn close to being the master, the net god on YouTube. Because I think all I have left, as far as trophy hunts for Neptunia are concerned, are, things like, Mega Dimension, victory, and producing perfection. And producing perfection is going to be pretty fucking simple and easy because their trophies don't really take that much coordinated effort. So those are going to be easy. And victory is all right. It's not going to be very difficult. Sorry, I'm hearing car noises outside, so I'm kind of nervous. Victory is going to be all right, pretty easy. And I think the biggest difficulty I'm going to have, and that's not because of difficulty, but just because of how stupidly long it takes for, someone to get an item search treasure, I'm probably going to have the most difficulty with Make a Tag Mention because of the multiplayer. That being said, I shouldn't have very many problems because I'll eventually have enough done to where I can get the trophies. I only have 4 left anyway, so I'm already on the road to platinum with Mega Tag Mention. Shouts out to Pete Gangs and Volvo. Thanks for being good pals. Thanks to Brandon Donaldson, especially for, introducing me to Eagles, who I've been watching for years, ever since the anime came out. I'd say. Thanks to, Mikey for all of his hard work. Thanks to all of the mods and fans that have stuck out for, to me loyally. I do appreciate it. And I do apologize if my voice is raspy. But I'm not only am I tired, I am also, dehydrated a bit. So I'm probably, after this video, going to get something to drink and just be like done with it. I do apologize for this being pretty much an hour. But the State of the Nips address is a necessary thing. Because certain frustrations are boiling over. And I wanted to get off my chest exactly why. But we're reaching a point where I'm eventually going to have to move past the series. It's an inevitability. One of the things I wanted to ask you is if you wanted to, have me continue my August Restoration project, or if I get a completely new style or game entirely. I'm looking into playing August, but I'm also looking into playing other games. Who knows, maybe I'll complete God Eater or something, for fuck's sake. Kind of sad I can't really stream, Galgun online, because apparently YouTube has a ban or a block or age restriction or something on that game, which is fine. I don't think I have enough loyalty to the game to play it, but I do have a lot of plans in the future. I want to also thank You know what? I also want to thank Senpai Blade, because Senpai Blade himself has gone out of his way to do nice things that he didn't necessarily have to do. I've had my issues with him in the past, but he's a solid dude, and I think I personally misjudged him. Normally, I have a pretty good judge of character, but I think that when in regards to Senpai Blade, this was not one of my more shining moments in judge of character, because he could have been continued to be angry and mad at me for the things I said, but he decided to do something really nice and retweet my Neptunia discussion video on the original, the genius of the original Neptunia. And I thought that was really fucking cool of him. Heartwarming, even. It takes some courage and guts of maturity to move on from your past problems and move forward. I'm very happy he made that choice. I forgot, good old Hot to Zero, who, is a pretty stellar guy himself. I'd suggest you check him out if you haven't already. He's mostly a Neptunia streamer, but he also plays a few other franchises, kind of like what I do. But he's probably got a better presentation. What else? What else was I gonna say? Oh, another thing I'm gonna try and work on redesigning my presentation a bit. I'm probably going to redo my stream presentation. I'm probably not gonna bring back the face cam. I do want to do discussion videos, but I don't want to keep doing the editing that could cut down my time. Like, I'm thinking of doing my discussions live, or in person from here on out, because it will help me produce it faster. I know usually quality over quantity, but I want to put out more content for you guys. I feel like that my biggest problem is production time, and because I'm sick of not being able to give you guys proper production and consistency, I've been feeling a bit frustrated. I want to make sure you guys have the best content possible while I still myself have fun. The entire point of this channel is to make people smile and laugh, make people have a good time, while also providing good analysis and discussion. So, support, fellow streamers, fellow, Neptunia fans like Arcrime, Hawk to Zero, and Senpai Blade. But also, if you guys like Nintendo, please give a good shout out to my buddy Sabro as well. He's a very solid dude, and I would love it if you guys would check him out if you love Nintendo games. I'm trying to build this big old community of fans of anime. And I'm trying to lead people to show that a divided and opinionated fan base, a polarized fan base even, that even if they are polarized they can still have value, and the community can see that the fan base is not just a bunch of man children, which is one of the things I wish to correct. If you want a discussion about about the things I wish to correct in the anime community, give me a hashtag #whatup, and all this other stuff. I plan on bringing a ton of content to you guys, and hopefully I can bring some better production time. I think that covers everything. One last shout out and thanks to Unknown Otaku and Kaiser Trigger for the cool, rare, and opportunity for a discussion on a Google Hangout that I didn't expect. Thanks for the fun time, guys. You guys are pretty solid. I do apologize if my words came across to you the wrong way. All I wanted to do was be, I like British sarcasm. and I kind of like the classy, Frasier kind of sarcasm and humor. And I felt like, what you said about Citrus was pretty obvious to anybody, and that's about it. And apparently I presented that poorly. So, thanks to those guys for, hearing me out and hearing out what I was trying to say. Check those guys out too if you like their content. And like I said, their names are Unknown Otaku and Kaiser Trigger, both of which are pretty solid dudes. So, there's all my shout outs for now. I do apologize if I left anybody out. And, I'm not trying to sleep on Rainy in it. That, I'm just kind of scatterbrained from exhaustion. But I felt like I needed to get this video out as soon as possible. Don't worry, my Cyber Dimension reviews are coming. Don't worry. That's still going to be a thing. I'm going to try and do an occasional game review. But I will eventually start building up these videos. And I hope you do get some enjoyment out of them. I don't think I'm going to put background music to this because it would take way too fucking long for that. So I think the way I'm going to go about this is just upload the video. I do apologize if you don't like the video quality or lighting, but that's just something I can't help. So, I do apologize if some of my brutal honesty offends you, because that's not the intent. It's just some things to ponder and reflect over. And I am grateful to everyone who has subscribed to me, who will subscribe to me in the future. I'm grateful for the opportunities I've been given in the past. I'm grateful for the friends I've made. And I never expected the journey so far to be this rewarding. I mean, it's rewarding to the point to where one of my favorite up-and-coming metal bands, Wrist Shop, please check them out if you like metal or rock of any sort. One of the things that reinvigorated me, other than getting 600 subs, is getting Wrist Shop, a 40k sub metal band that's up and coming, to actually subscribe to my channel. Like, it means a lot for a fan who is trying to build his channel up to have a person I feel are an icon, or a person for me to aspire to reach towards, is giving me the subscribe. It means quite a bit to me. Honestly, and I hope to eventually improve in the future and widely gain my subscriber base. I plan on making pretty much, content that is new and entertaining. I do apologize if some of these streams I feel a bit burnt out. I'm not exactly a tip-top shape at the moment. But other than that, I should probably let you go. I've already talked your ear off enough already. Oh, and to celebrate 600 subscribers, I will be streaming some Irish Neptunia VR chat. That's going to be a ton of hilarity and fun. And I hope you guys enjoy exactly. I hope you guys enjoy exactly what kind of fun it'll be. I don't know how I'm going to be playing it yet, what I'm going to be trying. I hope you all come and have a good time. And hell, come feel free to talk with Irish Neptune. Or maybe a little bit of Sean Carter. Maybe if I decided to put Sean Carter in there. Or maybe you guys, if you watch my parody and like the Mom Monster, maybe if you give me a proper shout out, I'll say, buy your tickets. Or maybe I'll do a little bit of Ren Eric of Blanc. Yeah. I'm a bit of a redneck and shit. So, okay, now I'm totally getting off tangent. But yeah, I'm doing the 600 sub special with VR chat. Go and have a great time and hang out with that as well. Uh, so, and I do apologize for taking so much time. So, if you are new or not, please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, click the bell if you haven't already. I do appreciate you sticking it out all the way through. Keep in mind the negative things I said were just things to reflect on, not necessarily take too hard, but just keep something in mind, such as, things you could do in the future that can be less hurtful to others, Part of what I get so bent out of shape for is that it not only hurts, how I feel, it can hurt how others feel too. And I can't really forget that. Anyways, like I said before, like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't. Click the bell, make sure to select all notifications if it presents the option. What is it? Oh, playlist my OSTs. And, tweet my videos. And I am always appreciative of everything you guys do for me. Oh, and one last thing, I would really appreciate it if you started pledging money to my Patreon. Because if enough people start pledging, like anything from $1 to $5, or if you're wanting to be extra nice and 20 or 30 a month, it would help me out immensely. Like I can start putting money into buying new equipment, buying, eventually maybe even affording to turn my novel into a webcomic if I can hire a decent enough artist. Um, uh, I could end up eventually using the money people pledge per month to start building my channel. I would love to be able to start building, and I want to be able to build my channel and make a living off of it. So it really would be appreciated if you would consider giving me a backing on Patreon. And since I'm demonetized, I kind of have to find a way to deal with my Patreon. And if I get people on my Patreon, it would be greatly appreciated. You will be you guys will be the first to have access to my videos, because the certain videos will be unlisted for a few days, and the only people who will get to know about what videos are where will be my Patreon backers. And really, honestly, they will also get a free copy, depending on how much you pay. You get free copies of my novel. You get free copies of current novel. I mean, and if you pay enough, you get free copies of future novels as well, as in future novels, as in sequels to the franchise. Also, even if you don't even want to donate 5, 20, or 30 or 50, you can also just donate $1, and you will get the extra videos that I promise, as well as Matter of Monica's writing tip of the day, where it's an actual writing tips that are actually helpful. I know some of you actually like the fact that I'm a writer and would want some actual writing insight, which I am more than willing to make. I am a person who is a very reactive but very attentive individual who just just trying to strike out as socially, and I want to make sure I'm always considered a man of the people. That's why I did that stupid taco thing. I'm like, you know what? It's harmless. It'll be humorous. they'll love it, and quite frankly, people are clamoring for that still. And now that I'm talking about it, it's just annoying me the fact that I did such a weird fucking thing. So yeah, guys, thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your support. As usual, I'm One Man. Have a nice day. Never stop loving anime. I will see you next time. Access to my videos because the certain videos will be unlisted for a few days, and the only people who will get to know about what videos are where will be my Patreon backers. Um, and really, honestly, they will also get a free copy, depending on how much you pay. You get free copies of my novel. You get free copies of current novel. I mean, and if you pay enough, you get free copies of future novels as well, as in like future novels, as in like sequels to the franchise. Also, even if you don't even want to donate 5, 20, or 30 or 50, you can also just donate $1, and you will get the extra videos that I promise, as well as Matter and Monica's writing tip of the day, where it's an